Let's talk Merrimack. I'm your host for today, Jen McInnes. I'm a lifelong Granite Stater, and I moved to Merrimack about 17 years ago. My husband and I are raising two boys, 11 and 14, and they keep us pretty busy with school activities and soccer, and all of us really enjoy gaming. So that's a little about me. The goal of this show is to talk about things that concern Merrimack residents and to encourage you all to get involved with the town. Today's show focuses on the county positions being elected this fall, in particular the county treasurer position. So I am joined by Bev Cotton, Democratic candidate for the county treasurer position.
Yes.
Welcome, Bev.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Could you introduce yourself?
I am Bev Cotton. I have lived in the town of Ware for about 36 years now. I have a grown daughter and a wonderful 2-year-old grandson. I do a lot of volunteering in my retirement, and one of those is with the AARP organization, and another is with the American Cancer Society, along with various committees in my community. So I am enjoying the opportunity to do these things that I never had time for before.
That's wonderful. So we'll jump right into it. You're running for county treasurer, and I think it's fair to say that many people are unfamiliar with this position, with county positions in general. Could you describe what that role is?
Yes, and I appreciate the opportunity to do that because I was one of those people not too long ago that didn't really understand what these county roles were. And the role of county treasurer, every dollar that you pay in property taxes, which we know are a lot of dollars these days, a portion of that goes to the county. The county business is quite broad, but it covers a range of things from our prison, the county nursing homes, and other business of the county, including responsibilities from the county attorney. We also have the opportunity to provide to the community things like the UNH Cooperative Extension and Meals on Wheels programs. And that sort of thing also falls under the umbrella of the county business. So my job would be to accept those funds from our 29 towns and our two big cities of Merrimack and Nashua and invest them per the guidelines and take care of the business of the county in paying their bills and being part of that financial team.
It sounds like a heavy lift because Hillsborough County is pretty populous. Manchester, Nashua, and 29 towns. That's quite something.
Very big.
Okay. What motivates you to run for this office, and what are some of the qualifications you hold?
Well, thanks. I have had decades of experience in the financial world, starting in my most rudimentary positions as a clerk and working towards the associate vice president level. I have been responsible for millions and millions of dollars all the way across various professions. So my education backs that up as well. I have undergraduate dual degree in finance accounting. I have my MBA, and I have advanced graduate level work in forensic accounting and fraud.
Wow.
So I have a lot of experience that I bring to the table, and it gives me an opportunity to serve, which is what I'm looking for in my retirement. So here I am running for this seat on our county committee.
That's fantastic. How does the work of the county intersect with the work of Concord as well as the work of Merrimack? So looking up and down.
Merrimack citizens, the town of Merrimack, benefit in the ways that I described a little bit with the Meals on Wheels program, with our county nursing home, and with the UNH Cooperative Extension, also with the prison system. So I hope not too many of your folks benefit from that. But things in Concord really impact what happens here.
Okay.
They are responsible for the income of the state. and that helps to determine what your property tax rates will be, which helps determine how much money you're actually paying into the county government piece. For instance, with your contaminations with PFAS and such,
Yes.
legislation in Concord would directly impact whether those businesses responsible for pollution are responsible for taking care of cleaning up and so forth. So that would directly affect your citizens and directly impact probably property values in those areas that have been contaminated by this. So there's this trickle down. Most of it trickles down, very little of it trickles back up from the county level to Concord.
Okay.
Bail reform. You know, if there's a lack of bail reform and more people need to be incarcerated before they go to trial, we have to take care of those folks. Many people do not have health care, so if they're ill, we also have to bear the responsibility and expense of dealing with that. So there's another little way that whatever happens in Concord kind of trickles into what we do here, and as does access to health care. If these folks are incarcerated, they probably aren't fulfilling the work requirement of Medicaid,
Probably not.
which may make them Medicaid ineligible, which may make their health care the responsibility of the county. So there's a lot of little threads that wind in between the state level and the county level.
That's really interesting, and I kind of want to pull on that thread just a little. So a work requirement for Medicaid, which is common especially in Republican-controlled states, sounds like it increases the cost of the state when we're talking about incarcerated individuals.
Well,
Does that sound? It can?
It can. Yeah, it can if people aren't working and there's a requirement for them to work in order to get that health care, or if there's now a cost that's increased to that health care.
Sure, like the premiums that
like
we
the
now
premiums that are involved, and these folks aren't working. If they don't have savings, it would make sense that that could potentially impact their ability to access.
That's interesting,
care.
and I think there's a bigger conversation to have there. How interesting. And so as we think about how the county position is intermediate between Concord and Merrimack, and the current political climate is tense, I think, and divisive, I think it would be two words I would use to describe it. Is that something that affects these county positions, or are the county positions kind of outside of that political binary that we see in other roles?
Yeah, that's a very good question. In my opinion, I don't think largely these county positions are political. For instance, if a Democrat or Republican are sitting in the treasurer's seat, it shouldn't matter how they handle, invest, record, collect your money. Same
That's a
with the county
function.
attorney. They have the law that guides them in conducting, their business. So it would seem that it wouldn't be very relevant what hat they were wearing politically. That said, a lot of folks feel very strongly about their politics these days, wherever they are on that spectrum. I would like to think folks pay attention to the candidates and how they suit the role, rather than just simply voting for the D or the R that's on a ballot. And that's why I appreciate so much the opportunity talking to you today, to have people have the opportunity to learn a little bit more about how I might qualify for that seat and earn that vote. Also, I would like to say that the county positions are way down at the bottom of the ballot.
Yes.
So I would love to strongly request that folks keep going and keep going and keep going. As a former ballot clerk, you see many, many people filling out those top slots, and then the numbers start to dwindle as they get further and further down the ballot. So vote, and vote all the way down the ballot, please.
Absolutely, and I'll echo that. Merrimack can handle these ballots. We have seen 3-page ballots, 4-page ballots for the town and the school, and I know we can get to the bottom of a ballot. So beseeching everyone, please do fill in all the electoral positions. That's a great point, and I didn't realize county was all the way at the bottom. So that's tricky. So it's likely that many, maybe most of our viewers haven't considered the county elected positions before. And sidebar, it sounds almost like it's part of the executive, the way it's functional, rather than policy setting. So it's really interesting to me that it's an elected position rather than an appointed one. Mm-hmm. But I was wondering, how should someone pay attention to what's going on at the county level? So if they wanted to see what's been going on for the last few years, or understand a little bit more about what now looks like at the county level, do you have any recommendations?
I do. There's an excellent website. It's HCNH, Hillsborough County, New Hampshire.org. And there's a whole host of information out there. There's a landing page that highlights a few things that are going on, but there's a full menu where you can see the county budget. You can see the annual financial statement. You can see events coming up, meetings, minutes from all the meetings, which are very interesting to read because you get people reporting in on many different aspects of what goes on there. For instance, they have some aging infrastructure, so maybe some additions or reforms or improvements to the prison might be necessary, so they may be seeking a bond to be doing that sort of thing. So you get to kind of sample a little bit of that stuff that you may not even know goes on there. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of an interesting place to travel around a little bit. And there's a lot of links that bring you to more information depending on what you're looking for. You can also attend meetings. Most of their meetings are open to the public, and they're advertised on their calendar on the website. So if somebody's really interested in what goes on there, I would encourage you. I've gone over there myself, not just related to this position, but in prior years, and just kind of sat in because I never knew what happened there.
Yeah, that sounds like a great opportunity, and knowing that there are some who are really involved in the town, it sounds like a good way for those folks to learn more about the county. When you talk about things like an improvement project might require a bond, who is it that votes on whether or not those get issued? Who is it that makes that decision?
There's a large administrative group that works there. There are business administrators and so forth and so on. There's also a county delegation that is made up of our current legislators. I believe the number, don't quote me on this, is around 120 to 125 current state legislators. It's almost evenly divided, Democrat, Republican.
Okay.
And they have a significant responsibility to understand and know what's going on there and to have the opportunity to weigh in. They have their own chair.
Okay.
And vice chair, so they have their own true organization within that. And they carry responsibility to be present and to be knowledgeable about what goes on at the county level. So it's kind of an interesting, many people who may be watching this right now, their state rep may be sitting in one of those seats.
Yeah, that's something to look into, and a question that we can all be asking those state rep candidates,
Absolutely.
and the seated state reps now. So that lends itself to another area where we can have impact by reaching out to these representatives.
Yeah, and they could also, they have a very good eye to how the two intersect.
Yes.
That state level government and that county level government, because they're living and breathing it.
Yeah, that's something new for me today. I know we've kind of addressed this, but to reiterate, how are you hoping to serve the people of Hillsborough County, which includes the people of Merrimack, in this role?
Okay. I have the personal skills that are suited to this role. Every role that I have served in, people have trusted me with the management of money, which is truly an honor. It's a high level of responsibility that requires a significant amount of transparency, accountability, accuracy, and all of those things. And I am admittedly a very detail-oriented person, and so I would take very good care. Plus, I have the education and the experience in my background that provides me with the skill set to carry on. I have had experience with managing a bank's investments. I am an elected trustee of the trust funds in my town, which requires us to work with asset managers at the bank to make sure that that money is appropriately and safely invested, and that is an absolute parallel to what happens at the county level, because any excess funds are invested in what we call safe securities, federally insured banks, certificates of deposit, money markets, and that sort of things are the appropriate kind of investment, certainly not anything speculative or bearing any risk at all. So that's an experience level that I bring to the table before I get there.
That's fantastic. Thank you. We like to offer a lightning round of some fun questions to get
stuff.
to
All right.
get to know people. So a real hard hitter to start off. Do you prefer soft serve or hard serve ice cream?
Ooh, hard serve.
Okay. And then if you had the choice, lake or ocean?
Ocean.
Nice. Nothing beats a sunrise on the ocean, in my opinion.
I'm a snorkeler.
Okay.
So take me to the Caribbean and
go.
give me my snorkel, and you can just go away because I'll be there for a while.
Perfect. Do you have a favorite sport?
Basketball.
Okay.
My 2-year-old grandson already knows how to dunk and hang, so
That's fantastic.
he's got it going on.
Oh, that's got to be so
Yeah.
cute. And then, do you have any pets?
I have a cat.
Ooh, what kind of cat?
A very cool guy that found me, actually.
That's the best kind.
That we guessed was around 6 months old at the time. He's now 8. So I think he likes it there. He's a tabby, and he's just a very, very cool guy. And my daughter has a mini Bernedoodle, who is an absolute adorable little dog, and he is now my grandpuppy. And we spend quite a bit of time together, and she lets me bring him home with me on a regular basis.
Oh,
So,
that's lovely.
and the cat and the dog get along fine.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you for indulging me. We are at the end of our time today, and this has been a short conversation. So I'm wondering, is there a way for folks to connect with you or learn more about your race for the election?
Yes, absolutely. my contact information is going to be displayed here.
Yep.
And I also will have my website is being built right now, and it is Bev, B-E-V, my first name, for HC Treasurer. So they can go out there and see what I'm up to.
Is that the number 4?
The number 4.
So Bev for NH.
HC, Bev for HC Treasurer.
Bev for HC Treasurer.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, we will direct folks there. Thank you so much for taking the time today to explain the role and to tell us all about yourself.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, Merrimack, that's our show for today. We'd like to hear from you about the episodes we've aired or ones that we have yet to learn about. Feel free to reach out with those show topics, ideas, and feedback at talkmerrimack@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Blue Sky, and YouTube at Talk Merrimack. That's it for today, so I look forward to our next conversation.